Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. We are pleased to be joined by Josh Pierson of the PR1 Mathiasen Motorsports team. Of course, we'll be competing in the Rolex 24. How's it going, Josh?
Good. How are you, Casey?
Doing well. So what's it been like down in Daytona getting ready for the Rolex?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's raining right now, and there's a prototype challenge on track. So I got a quick break here before qualifying, which I won't run as the Bronze Stars have to qualify. But as a first taste of IMSA competition, it's been great actually. I've been on track a couple of times here. We've done a lot of driver change practice, so I'm feeling confident and ready to hit the track for the race.
So let's talk about how this deal came together.
Yeah, so it all started actually in 2020 at St. Pete. My driver coach, Steven Simpson, said that my driving style fit the prototype cars very well. And that led to a test with PR1 in the States, which then led to a deal with PR1. And ultimately, that's what got me here.
Yeah. So talk about your background. So where would people know you from?
Yeah, so I did karting. I did a lot of karting, actually. I karted for 12 years. I did notable series like Rotax. I did SCUSA, Supercars USA. I was third place in the championship in X30 Junior in 2019. I ran Pro 2 and Shifter in 2020, as well as I've run the Road Indy for 2 years. So in 2020, I started my journey into cars and ran the Road Indy then. And then last year, I ran the Road Indy with Pabst Racing, and we finished fourth in the championship there. So I've got some notable backgrounds from karting and from junior formula, and then this is really my first foray into sports car racing.
So do you see yourself, are you going to run, is this the only race you have scheduled running, or are you going to run more sports car races in IMSA?
Yeah, so this year I have, I'm scheduled to do the entire IMSA season. And then as well as I got signed by United to run in WEC this year as well, and Le Mans. So that'll be my year this year. Will be all sports car and LMP2.
Right. So yeah, you're going to go to a lot of places. So what are some of the places that you do plan on going to?
Yeah, so obviously right now on the schedule, we have all over Europe with WEC. Some examples would be Belgium, Italy, as well as France, obviously for Le Mans. So we've got quite the schedule. You can go on my website at joshpierson.com, and there's a full list of all the races and when they happen. It's a very, very packed schedule. I'm looking forward to doing all the tracks this year because everything's going to be new to me, except for most of the tracks in America. I'll run with Road Indy, but everything in Europe will be new.
So going from Indy cars to IMSA cars is going to be something that a lot of people have done, but yep. What's it going to be like to transition to being in an open wheel car to a sports car?
So the biggest difference is having a roof over your head. That was actually, it seems like a simple thing and a very small thing, but it actually changes a lot. You don't have wind on your face like you do in an open wheel car. And also there's more obstructions in your vision. So there's the side posts that kind of hold the roof up that are kind of in your way, like especially when you're turning into a corner and you're trying to look for your apex, that post is usually right there in your view. And then you're on the left side of the car, which on the P2 car isn't a huge deal considering you're still very central compared to maybe a GTD car, but you are off-centered a little bit. So you need to know on the left side of you, there's a little bit more space there. Those are really the big things to get used to. And then obviously we have driver changes and you're working with other drivers in the same car, which is something completely different to endurance and foreign to me. That's fully new with endurance racing for me this year. So I've actually had very helpful teammates in this weekend, Harry Ticknell, Jonathan Bomarito. They've been a huge help in getting me up to speed with all that. And we've done a lot of driver change practice. And then for WEC, Oliver Jarvis and Alex Lynn, who are here racing DPI, have been helping me along throughout the weekend as well.
Yeah, you got a lot of the Mazda guys helping you out, the former Mazda guys helping you out a little bit. So, going into the Rolex in 24 hours, and I'm sure you've watched this race a lot, and what's it going to be like? How are you going to manage all that? Yeah, I know driving the car is going to be one thing, but when you're out of the car.
So actually I've been run through basically the gist of it. So I have, if you think about it, most people don't hear about the background kind of stuff. So we do I have an RV here, which I'm currently sitting in. And essentially what I'll do is I'll get out of the car after my 2 hours or 3 hours in the car. I'll jump out. I'll keep a bunch of stuff in the actual garage. So like in our pit box, I'll have my helmet, gloves, head socks, and earplugs. And then what'll come back with me is my suits, my underwear, and my shoes. And that'll all dry in the motorhome. And then I've got 3 pairs of suits and 3 pairs of underwear, and I'll just change those out. And then obviously I'll be sleeping while I'm not in the car. So, you know, basically I'll be sleeping, and then I'll wake up, put on hopefully a dry set of underwear and a suit, walk down to the garage, get my stuff back on, and get ready to jump in the car again.
All right. And that is basically what every driver does at the Rolex 24. Well, not every driver, but most of them. But yeah, it's definitely exciting. So what do you got on the agenda today? I know qualifying's coming up. Are you done in the car, or are you going to get back in there?
So I'll be back in the car at 7 tonight for night practice. We have from 7 to 9 is night practice. So I'll be in the car then. And I know I'm not going to qualify, but I'll be in the garage for qualifying, or in the pit box. So that's at 4:15 here. So pretty soon I'll be heading back to the garage to talk to the guys before qualifying. But then, yeah, the only time I will be in the car today, I didn't do the practice this morning as the rain kind of complicated things. So we had too many red flags this morning with rain, so I couldn't get in the car because we had a run plan, and I was going to be the last driver. So it's like we usually get to run only 3 of our drivers per practice session. 4 is like we're not letting our drivers have much time. So basically, if you're on the docket to be the last in the car, you have to know that you might get some time taken away from you with red flags. And unfortunately, I just didn't get to go out in the car. But that's all good. I mean, I think it was probably better to let Stephen Thomas get in the car. I mean, he's going to be qualifying, so I think it's probably better for him to see the track conditions and get used to stuff.
All right. Well, Josh Pierson, thank you so much for spending some time. I know you got to get back into the car and do some fun stuff. But we'll talk to you later, and good luck this season, man.
Thank you, Casey.